This might be the end of Gavin Newsom because a California sheriff just stepped up and exposed everything. 30 years in law enforcement. And what he just said, you got to hear this.
My message is, Gavin Newsom, I am going to expose you for the complete fraud that you are, the liar that you are, and you will never, ever be the president of this country. You will never do to the rest of the country what you have done to California. California's problems are completely caused by California government. We have the greatest businesses, we have the greatest people, we have the greatest business minds, the greatest innovators, the greatest creators, the greatest entrepreneurs in the country. We have the fourth largest economy that is artificially propped up to be something good. And the thing that is preventing us from being great, from achieving that California dream that that I came here for, the only thing preventing us is government. Government has its boot on our backs, keeping us down with over-regulation, activism, appeasement of activists, instead of taking care of the majority of Californians as a whole. And it's an agenda. It is a complete agenda of making sure that government is in control of all of our lives instead of us being in control of government. And so the only reason I'm doing this is to restore that balance. The balance is supposed to be that government is supposed to be working for us.
That's right.
We are not supposed to be working to increase the size of government. And that's the only reason why California is no longer the greatest state in the country. You can have our politicians say it as much as they want, but we are the laughingstock of the rest of the country. We are the laughingstock of the world. My wife and I were fortunate enough to go to Europe last year, and we had the first night there we splurged. We had an unbelievable dinner with we paid for a sommelier to come and make sure that we learned everything about Italian wine and all of that stuff. The first introductions, where are you from? California. And he laughed and he said, you guys have that crazy governor. And we're just looking at each other like, how would someone across the world know that we have a lunatic for a governor? So we started talking about it, and he's like, everyone wants to go to the United States, and it used to be everyone wants to go to California.
Right.
Here, no one wants to go to California anymore. They'll go to California for Disneyland. That's it. And it's embarrassing. It's absolutely embarrassing that we are no longer the greatest state in the country, and we're still all the same people. We're still all the same businesses. It's our government that has completely changed and brought us to this laughingstock position. And I'm going to take it back. I take some blame for it, because I wasn't standing on the rooftops yelling to everyone that we had to stop this, look what's going to happen. And so while I was concerned with my career, my life, my family, my own home, and making sure that I was secure, I kind of just wasn't paying attention to what government was doing, and now it's affecting everyone. So I will make sure that what I came to California for, my California dream, I will make sure that every kid growing up now has that dream, and even the kids that now are from 20 to 35, that it's impossible for them to make their California dream. I'll make sure that I make up for it, and we return the ability to look at that Gold Coast as the beacon for the rest of the country. And if you're going to make it, you come to California to make it, and you work hard and you'll do it. That has to happen again. And that's really the only reason I'm running for governor.
Now, a sitting sheriff from California, not some podcaster, not some influencer, just looked in the camera, dead in the eye, and called out the governor of the most powerful state in the country, as most perceive. Now, he's not playing politics. He's done watching these criminals walk free, watching good people get hurt, and watching Gavin Newsom turn California into a circus run by crooks and suits. But while law enforcement is finally speaking out, Newsom is busy acting like a TikTok troll, y'all. He responded to Tom MacDonald
Oh, man. So Gavin Newsom just called me gay on X. And just for the record, Gavin Newsom is not interested in men. He's only interested in the wives of his best friends. You can look that up. Anyway, this is my response.
I swear the devil lives in California. He a politician. He passing bills that bring chaos and division. Yeah, the devil lives in California.
Hey, I better play the whole joint, but that's Tom MacDonald's new record. He dropped The Devil Lives in California, and obviously your boy Newsom, he doesn't like that. But shout out to Tom MacDonald. Make sure y'all go check that out if you haven't. This is where we're at. A governor who's flirting with a 2028 presidential run is mocking a man's sexuality online instead of defending his own failed record. Wow. Tom MacDonald, he hit a nerve. So Newsom tried to humiliate him with a grinder joke, right? Real mature, Gavin. Real mature, bro. Now, this is what happens when a man's never been held accountable. As you can see, not for the lockdowns, not for the lies, and not for the lives that he was ruining. He's took part in ruining it. And while he's giggling over here on Twitter, California and Californians are literally dying because of his decisions. Yeah, I know about this guy right here. Hinder Singh, I believe, entered this country illegally. Trump team said, no to his work visa. Biden reversed it. In California, under Gavin Newsom, gave him a CDL. Yes, a commercial driver's license, y'all. No federal check, no accountability. Then he drove a semi-truck into 3 innocent people in Florida. Dead. They're gone. Because Newsom's sanctuary state policies put criminals behind the wheel and law-abiding citizens in graves. Let that sink in, man. He didn't need to be here. And you paying for this. And if you think that's the worst of it, just wait until you see how he treated law-abiding Americans during lockdowns. Yeah. Gavin Newsom had people arrested at the beach during 2020. Where was the liberals' outrage? Yeah, 2020 Californians trying to walk outside, surf, breathe, touch sunlight. They were met with handcuffs. Gavin Newsom told the media no arrests were made, but he lied. This picture is proof. People were literally tackled on beaches while Newsom and his cronies were eating indoors at the French Laundry with no mask. Now, he locks you down, then broke his own rules again and again and again. And just when you think it couldn't get more shameless, he tells the courts he didn't owe you protection from burning alive.
You ready to be sick to your stomach? Hopefully you already ate, because when you hear this, your mind is going to just explode. Karen Bass has responded to a lawsuit against her for burning down the Palisades and killing 12 senior citizens. And ready for this? Public officials have exclusive authority to decide whether fire protection should be provided at all, and if so, to what extent. And then you can't second guess with judges and juries if they decide what have I been paying taxes for? Okay, give me my money back, because I decided to the extent that you didn't provide fire protection, I want the money that I thought was being provided. So you owe me a big, big bill for paying at least the last 8 years in the Palisades for my little taxes. I want them back. Send them to me now. And I also want the money that my taxes paid for this lawyer to write this, that also I paid for. I want that money also back.
I know that's right. 12 senior citizens, man. They died in the Palisades fires. And when grieving families tried to sue, Newsom's team invoked California's law, saying the state doesn't have to provide fire protection. So you pay taxes, you follow their rules, and they admit they won't protect you. Not unless they feel like it. This isn't just a political failure, man. This is state-sanctioned betrayal of the people. And just when you think California can get more dangerous or corrupt, you find out the state sanctuary laws aren't just a joke. They're an international threat.
International weapons ring busted by the FBI right here in Southern California.
At the center of the case, a Chinese national accused of stockpiling weapons and military equipment to sell to North Korea. KTLA's Angelique Concaday joins us live from Ontario, where the suspect was taken into custody. Angelique.
Well, Micah and Sandra, I spoke to several neighbors who live here. They say that the man was fairly normal, fairly calm. They say the house behind me that the man lived in was a revolving door, people in and out. But the one thing that remained a constant was this van used to transport all those weapons authorities say was going to be used for a surprise attack on South Korea. Tonight, new cell phone footage taken by a neighbor shows the moments FBI raided this Ontario home, and later a man being taken into custody.
The conduct alleged in this complaint is chilling.
One man living inside, the main suspect, 41-year-old Shenghua Wen, a Chinese national who was arrested Tuesday morning and charged with shipping weapons and ammunition to North Korea in exchange for money.
In a search of his home, including a van parked outside of his home, we found over 50,000 rounds of ammunition, which Mr. Wen admitted he was planning to send to North Korea.
You heard that right, man. A Chinese national, illegally here in Sanctuary, California, just got busted for trafficking military-grade weapons and 50,000 rounds of ammo to North Korea. He wasn't even supposed to be in the country. But, Newsom sanctuary policies, let them blend in, operate, and almost disappear into the system. Now, this isn't a loophole, y'all. This is a time bomb. We've gone from hiding illegals from ICE to hiding international arms traffickers from our own country. Wow, man. Wow. And when international crimes are using California as a weapon base, Hollywood legends. Now breaking the silence because even they know Gavin Newsom has turned the state into a nightmare. Now, we're going to revisit an old clip from Mel Gibson, but I think it's very relevant today.
Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass have already proven their incompetence and poor leadership during the Los Angeles wildfires. Now, as we experience rampant lawlessness and civil unrest, it's never been more clear they're unable to respond effectively and responsibly during calamity. Whether it's sheer incompetence or outright malevolence, the reality is stark. California's in a state of turmoil, and I ask my fellow Angelinos, why are Gavin Newsom and Karen Bass still in office? How much more of their destructive decision-making masquerading as leadership are we going to tolerate? It's time to take back our community and our state and put the power and the privilege in the hands of competent leaders whose goals are to protect us and the way of life this nation was founded upon and promises to offer. That's all.
Now,
Gavin Newsom
and even Mel Gibson, who, for me at least, who's seemingly quiet for years, is calling you out by name, it means people are fed up. He sees what we see: wildfire, mismanagement, lawlessness everywhere, a government asleep at the wheel or drunk with power. Newsom and Karen Bass aren't leaders, man. They're political parasites draining what's left of California from where I'm sitting. And how bad does it really have to get before we start pretending that this is normal? Now you got sheriffs exposing them, celebrities flipping, foreign agents are getting caught inside the system. This isn't just a political problem. This is what we call a national crisis. And it all points back to your boy, Gavin Newsom. Yeah. Now, if this doesn't wake people up, I don't know. Nothing will, man. Y'all be safe, please. Go check on somebody today. You can quite literally be saving their life. Peace.